I'm reporting from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. In this video you are about to see, we start out in the courtroom and then make our way to the Capitol for various coverage of different events. So you can see what happened in the courtroom if you haven't caught the news story. In addition, I wanted to explain my case against Kathy Nicholas. Now, my accusation of election fraud is completely circumstantial. Out of full disclosure, I'll admit that. But let's just look at the facts here. Kathy Nicholas is a lady who was hired by Prosser years ago as an IT analyst. Now, any IT analyst, former or present, would probably tell you that Windows 95 is not a good system to use, or is not any longer a system that should be used for election systems. However, she continues to insist on using a very outdated system, and she continues to insist that she's the only person who can have access to such a system. Now, this is an immediate conflict of interest in election integrity, given as she was also hired by Prosser years ago. She resigned to most likely avoid being fired due to ethics violations. She was part of the Republican caucus in which charges were brought against. She was also under investigation a while back ago because, quote unquote, from Republicans, the quote was that she can easily tamper with the elections results. Easily tamper with the elections results. And that was a quote from Republicans. And so with that being said, I would like to say that it seems most likely that some sort of fraud came about. Apparently this error was found 29 hours before she reported it. So why would she wait that long? Maybe because it's easier to back up her systems and tamper with the evidence even more to bring it forward. Now, with the Democrat, she only said that she was there for the canvass. She didn't say that she had access to any of the election information. She didn't say that she had any of that. And so, with that being said, we can't just say just because this Democrat says that the numbers jive up that they do. Additionally, there was reports in Racine County, and I will post the link, that on April 3rd, they had already reported Prosser the winner. So with that being said, look in the comments for the link on that. And I think it's pretty clear-cut that we have different cases of election tampering going on. And that is my opinion based on the facts presented. And there are more out there, but you can't make this stuff up. Now, today I was talking to a Prosser staffer, and he continued to cut me off, and I let him know that if he continues even further, that I will just stop talking to him. So then he insisted that I was the problem. Why? Why did he insist that I was the problem? Because I spent money on a Segway instead of putting it towards my medical bill debts. My medical bill debts are $2.8 million. The insurance has already paid out over $80 million for my medical care. The clinics have made a healthy profit. And so I don't think purchasing a mobility device that gets me out of the wheelchair, which he knew, and I had made clear to him before he made this statement, is the problem. Anyways, now you know how Prosser's staff works. Now you know how this whole election fiasco is working. Jeremy Ryan, Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. Enjoy the video, folks.
Keep in touch with them. As far as people flow, we're going to start calling some cases here. When your case is called, as I said before, come up to the podium. I'll take your plea. We'll figure out where to go from there. When you're through with me, most likely you're going to be going to the clerk of court's office. That's through the door with the glass there. They'll either be giving you your next court date if you're contesting the charge, or they'll be talking with you about those payment arrangements in the other event. Let's see, probably missing some big important component of this speech, but I think we'll get calling cases, and if I think of what I'm missing, I'll let you know.
Wendy Bodette, William Gruber,
Sir.
Laura Hardy, Savlek, Jenna Pope, Jeremy Ryan, Valerie Wallace,
Okay. We have everybody? I believe each of the defendants is charged with a citation that's been denominated other conduct prohibited. In addition, I think Mr. Gruber. Counsel?
Yes.
Who do you represent?
My name is James Shane Miller. I'm an attorney, and I represent Jeremy Ryan, Valerie Walasek, Lori Hardy Sablicek, Wendy Bodette, and Jenna Pope. And these individuals were all in public areas of the state capitol, exercising their constitutional rights to demonstrate and free speech and petition of the government. They received citations, which we believe were politically motivated in order to close down constitutional rights and expression of those in the Capitol. They are all, I'm representing all of them, and they're all pleading not guilty to the charges, and they're going to vigorously contest those. And I believe Mr. Ryan would like to list his statement to the court also.
And I'm sorry, I missed the list of names that you gave. Was Mr. Ryan one of your clients?
Yes,
And for what purpose would he make a separate statement other than the entry of a not guilty plea?
He wanted to clarify the situation, I believe.
I think you should clarify the situation in a press conference or someplace else. We're here today to accept pleas.
Okay.
Yeah. And you made a fairly strong statement on his behalf and entered a not guilty plea.
I appreciate the opportunity to do that, and I'm sure he will make his additional statements out in the hallway then.
I think that's reasonable. Why don't we have you and your clients go next door and make the arrangements for the next court date. Good luck with everything. Anybody who's not a client of yours should remain so that I can accept pleas from them.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gruber?
Jeremy Ryan reporting from the Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee. We are here with a group that decided to come over from the courthouse. As you can see, we're making a big sign. It says Kathy Nicholas, guilty of election fraud. It has the number to her business. When's her court date? Question mark. And we have a big roll of paper over there. A giant roll of paper. Yeah, there we go. We decided that for people who don't have signs, they can either make one or hold ours with us. So we brought this giant roll of paper to do so. Yeah, we're just having a good time. Flipped over the sign so it's constitutional again. It says our house. And this side was made for you and me. Our house! Our house! Our house! Our house! There's Mike the pizza box guy, who happened to find 10,000 ballots in a brown paper bag this morning in his trunk. We saw Scott Fitzgerald on our way in. He was coming in as well, so we got to let him know of our scorn by just a little bit of shaming. You know. I'll report a little bit more later. Jeremy Ryan from the Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. There's Officer Mail. As you will recall, he was the officer that laid hands on me in a previous video. He's about to take those signs off of there. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. He's removing our signs explaining why. Oh. So first he has to grab my wrist and my camera, and then he has to remove our signs. Valerie, I'm gonna go flip it over. He just removed the signs. I'm gonna go flip it over. I'm gonna go flip it over. He just removed the signs, yeah. Yes, he did. Okay. So as we saw, hello. As we saw from Oregon State, as we saw, Officer Mail, the Capitol Police's most violent officer, just removed our signs from the sign. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip the sign over like such to show, because we did have an agreement with some members of the Capitol Police that so long as we could keep our signs on there explaining why we were protesting that sign, the unconstitutional sign, that we would be able to continue. And Officer Mail has stated in the past that he has a personal responsibility to protect the sign. So he's also seems to have a personal vendetta against Mr. Jeremy Ryan. And so therefore we will see how this turns out. Jeremy Ryan reporting from Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, www.defendingwisconsin.org. That sign is now constitutional.
Group at all, you know. You'd think that they'd be using their dues to...
And ALEC isn't a political group. ALEC isn't a political group, but they wrote our entire legislation.
Wouldn't that be a good use of union dues, is to go to help maybe pay for health care?
So ALEC isn't a political group, it's a nonprofit organization, but they spent billions of dollars.
Ongoing education for their members, wouldn't that be great? And maybe they can do things like that, but you know, they seem to spend an awful lot of money on elections. Why don't you look up and see how much money the SEIU spent in the 2008 election?
Officer Mail flipping the sign again.
It's an ungodly sum of money. They were the number 2, the union was the number 2 contributor to the Democratic Party.
Jeremy Ryan reporting from the Defending Wisconsin Political Action Committee, where we have emergency unplanned rally going on here to protest the irregularities in the Waukesha County District.
Whose house?
Our house.
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 Whose house?
We're heading up from all ends. Over there we got some more.
Election, not selection. Election, not selection.
Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection.
Election, not selection. Election, not
Selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection.
Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection. Election, not selection.
How's it going? The people united will never be defeated.
Democracy dog.
How's it going? Oh, pretty good.
So now how did it go? What's gonna
Good to see you too. How's it going?
I mean, is this the next step on your
How's it going?
So that's what the meeting is, because Jeremy had written that you guys give me another.
The communist salute, as the John Birch Society calls it.
Okay.
How's it going? Are you all going inside?
By the way, we found another crazy teacher.
Oh.
Schizophrenic, right? Was she like on the other side? We were afraid she was going to jump off the bench.
Just so you know, this was first. This rally was first called and announced midday. I'll walk with you.
Teacher, huh?
I'll walk with you.
How was this morning?
It was pretty good. I mean, we just